Good
So yes,
afternoon, ma'am.
good good evening. So
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the contracts which are formed under the UCC Article Second. Next thing we discussed about agency. So agency is basically the situation in which principal hires someone to act on their behalf. We discussed about how agency is formed. So there is no written agreement as such required. There should be uh, like some capacity is required for principal, but a minor can be act as an agent. Next, we discussed about the authority of agent. So he may have actual authority, means your principal has explicitly given them the responsibilities and powers. So this is called the actual authority. It can be explicitly stated or it may be implied. Means the agent is working on something which requires the some responsibilities that is to be performed on the behalf of principal. Okay, so next we discussed about apparent authority. Apparent authority means when the agent do not have actual authority, but it is appearing to third party that they have the authority and they are believing on them. This is called the apparent authority. Ratification we discussed about, like when your agent act on your behalf and does something due to which you have to accept that their due to their conduct, their work, you have to accept. This is called the ratification. Like it may be accepted because your agent has done some beneficial work. Okay, or it may be like if your agent has done something wrong and as a principal you are liable to accept that work. Okay, next is tort liability. So tort liability is basically the liabilities, like uh, tort means some act that injures others but that is not done with an evil intent. Okay, so when someone has done something wrong unintentionally, this is called tort. And to whom this liability will goes in case of agency, means who will be liable if someone is injured because of some act, or in case of crime, like if someone has done that like intentionally, then it will become a crime. And in that case, crime in case of crime, your center will be liable, means the person who has actually done that crime, he will be liable. But in case of tort, like if someone has done that act unintentionally, then whom will be liability will goes to. So first is principal liability for agents tort. So first of all, I give you a brief about this, that if you are checking about the liability, first of all we will check whether the person uh, who has done this some injury, some act which cause injury, is a employee or a independent contractor. Okay, is an employee or a independent contractor. So if he is a independent contractor, means the person who is just working independently on some contract basis, so in that case your principal will not be liable. Okay, but if the person is your employee, so as a principal, you may be liable for the act done by your employee. But the question is, in all cases your principal or your employer will be liable? The answer is no. If your employee has done something wrong, then you have to check, like, if the employee's act is within the scope of employment or not. So if the person who done the this act is an employee and this act is comes under within the scope of employment, then in that case your principal will be liable. Is it clear or should I explain it again? So for the tort liability, you first have to check like the person is an employee or a independent contractor. If the person is an independent contractor, then obviously he will be liable, not your principal, because he is working on some contract basis. He is independent person, not your like employee. But if the person is employee and he has done something wrong, it is within the scope of employment, like done something in the office premises or within the like geographical area of that office. So this will makes your principal liable for their wrongdoing. Okay, but if that employee has done that act outside the scope of employment, okay, there is some major deviation from the scope of employment, then your principal will not be liable. Some deviations is okay, your principal is still liable. But if the employee has done that act like outside the scope of employment, then your principal will not be liable. Also, if your employee has done intentionally that act, then in case your principal is not liable unless the job involves force or tort benefits the principal. So in case if your employee has done something wrong intentionally, that means he has done some crimes. So in that case, your principal will be only liable when the job involves force, like security. Your security guard like has beaten some people, has like done some act due to which other people got injured. So since their work is to like protect the wrongdoing, but in case they have done something uh, due to which due to which the persons got injured, in that case your principal may be liable. Or in case if he has done that act just to benefit the principal, then your principal will be liable. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is mentioned that when is your principal is liable when the agent is employee and he has done that work within the scope of employment. So a delivery driver hits a pedestrian while making deliveries. So since he is on duty when he has done that act, so that means your principal will be liable for this act. Scope of employment, like if some minor deviations it will be okay, but if major deviation, that means if the person has done out of the employment scope of employment, then your principal will not be liable. But in case of intentional tort, your principal is not liable. But if the job is involve security and your this tort benefits the principal, then in that case principal will be liable. So debt collector uses threat. So in this case, principal will be liable. Independent contractors, these are in this case your principal is not liable. Exceptions that it is negligent hiring, dangerous activity, and principal control work details. So in that case, your principal may be liable. Otherwise, principal has no liability. Direct liable for negligent hiring, like if you have hired someone who is not like competent enough, or who is like not the right person, so in that case you as a principal will be held liable for this. Negligent supervision, negligent entrustment. So in case if your agent has done something intentionally, so he will be always held personally liable for their own torts. Misrepresentation, so if agent had actual or apparent authority, your principal may be liable for some misrepresentation. In case of crime, as I told you, like uh, for crimes, your center is liable, like the person who actually done that crime. So if principal is also participated in that crime or he has some role in this crime, then he may be liable. Okay. So this is over. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we will move to question part. Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Then let's do some questions. First is, Kent without authority contracted to buy computer equipment from Fox Corporation for Ace Corporation. Kent told Fox that Kent was acting on Ace behalf. For Ace to ratify the contract with Fox, then what should be the condition?
Option C.
Okay. Yes, correct answer. So, in case Kent without the authority means Kent was an agent who has done the act without authority. He has taken some contract from Fox Corporation. So, Kent told Fox that Kent was acting on A's behalf. So, for Ace means principal to ratify the contract, to accept that contract. So, he must know all the material fact that is related to the contract at the time it is ratified. Okay, so next question. On November 1st, Yost sent an email to Jin offering us to sell our rare waste. The offer required that Jin's acceptance email be sent on or before 5 p.m. on November 2nd. On November 1st at 3 p.m., Jin sent an acceptance by overnight mail. It did not reach Yost until November 5. So Yost refused to complete the sale to Jin. Is there an enforceable contract or not?
Ma'am, last option.
Okay. So our question was on November 1st, Yoast sent an email to Jen offering to sell our rareways. The offer required Jen acceptance email to be sent on before 5 p.m. So according to the offer, you have to accept it before 5 p.m. on November 2nd. Okay, 5 p.m. November 2nd. This is the expiration date. On November 1st at 3 p.m., Jen sent an acceptance by overnight mail. So it does not reach Yoast until November 5th. Yoast refuses to complete the sale to Jen. So in this case, if the contract is enforceable or not. Okay, so uh, you said option number D. Yes, it is the correct one. So generally, the acceptance should be dispatched is effective when it is dispatched. So, however, the offerer is the master of his or her offer. So, since you have accepted the offer, but since it is not reached to the offerer, so he can
Not accept the.
yes, he can make the offer. He can sorry, reject the offer before the acceptance also. So it is in the hand of the offerer. So yes, your answer was correct. Next question. On my second handy hardware in tram industry assigned purchase order that stated in part as follows. So ship for my 8 delivery 300 model AX socket set at a current dealer price. So terms were this 210 net 30 means if you paid within 10 days you will get the 2% discount, otherwise you have to pay this in 30 days. So RAM received handy's purchase on May 4. On May 5th, RAM discovered that it had only 200 model A socket set and 100 model WZ socket set RAM. Uh, RAM shipped the model AX and model WZ sets to Handy without an explanation concerning the shipment. The socket set were received by Handy on May 8. So, which of the following concerning the shipment is correct?
Ma'am, can you explain this question?
Yes, sure. So here, on my second, Handy Hardware sent RAM industry a signed purchase order that stated in as follows. So on my second, the Handy sent the RAM industry a order, okay, which was as follows. Like, ship for my 8 delivery 300, this 300 goods have to be sent, and the terms of the offer were the terms of the goods were this, that you have to pay within 10 if you get to, if you want to get 2% discount, otherwise you have to pay within 30 days. So Ram received Handy's purchase order on my phone. On my fifth, he found that it only had 200 model AX socket set and 100 model WZ socket set in stock. So RAM shipped the model AX and WG set to Handy without an explanation concerning the shipment. So the socket set were received by Handy on May 8. So since the order was for 300 model AX socket set, since your seller do not have this quantity, so he sent 200 of this model and 100 of another of, model without informing the buyer. So the when the buyer received this on May 8, which of the following statement is correct concerning the shipment? So Handy's offer must be accepted by RAM in writing before RAM shipped the socket set. So you have to tell what is correct statement in this case. So is this key Handy order must be accepted by RAM in writing before RAM ship the socket set. So before the shipment, Handy have to accept that offer. Second option said that RAM's shipment is a counter offer. So since he has made certain changes to the offer, so it will be considered as counter offer. Handy's order can be accepted by RAM shipping confirming order. So Handy's order can only be accepted by RAM. RAM shipping confirming goods. So it should be only accepted when the goods were confirmed by RAM. RAM's shipment is an acceptance of Handy's offer. So RAM shipment is an acceptance of Handy's offer. So since Ram has shipped the goods, so it is called the acceptance of the Handy's offer. So what do you think? Which statement should be correct in this case? So any guess which is more relevant, like which is looking more relevant in this case? So before shipping, you have to accept the offer in return. RAM shipment is a counter offer. It only be accepted by RAM shipping confirming goods. RAM shipment is an acceptance of Handy's offer. So since the RAM has shipped the goods to the Handy, so it is considered as acceptance. Any guess, or should I tell you the answer?
Ma'am, A option.
A?
Yes, ma'am.
No. So it said that you must accept the offer in return before RAM ships the socket set. No, correct answer will be D. So since he has shipped the goods, so that means if he has shipped the goods, it will be accepted by the RAM. Okay. So if someone, like if you order someone something to someone, and that person has shipped the goods what you have ordered, so it means that they have accepted that offer, that's why they have shipped you these goods. So correct answer will be D, not A.
Okay.
Okay, next question. In the action for breach of contract, the statutes of limitation time period would be computed on from the date of, so when there is a breach of contract, so time period for this status of limitation means when someone can sue you against you, so this time period will be start from The signing of the contract, negotiation, breach, or commencement of the action.
Ma'am, option A, signing of the contract.
No. So always remember, this is the question which is maybe AI CPA release. So in case of breach of contract, your statutes of limitations say that the date of like statutes of limitation, it will be start from the date the someone has breached that contract. Okay.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Next question. To satisfy the consideration requirement for a valid contract, the consideration exchanged by party must be. So, what about the consideration? It should be same economic value, simultaneously paid and received, payable in legal tender, or it should be legally sufficient.
Ma'am, last option.
Yes, correct. So, it should be legally sufficient enough to form a contract. The date used for stages of limitation, it is same. When does this statutes of limitation for breach of contract start?
Option A.
Yes, correct. Next question. Card communicated an offer to card stereo to band for $250. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the effect of communication of the offer?
Ma'am, last option.
Yes, correct. So, since unless the bank accept the offer, your seller, that is card, is has no obligation to sell the stereo to the band. Okay. Next question. Null give car a written power of attorney. Which of the following statement is correct regarding power of attorney? Any guess?
Ma'am, B option. No, choose me.
No.
Ma'am, second option.
No, it is incorrect. So it says that null give car a written power of attorney. So in case of power of attorney means power of attorney is just like a agency kind of relationship that you are giving some powers to the other people. So in this case, it may continue to exist after the null's death. No. It must be signed. No. It may limit car's authority to specify transaction. Yes, it is correct. So, in case of power of attorney, you may give all the responsibilities or some of the responsibilities to someone. So, the correct answer will be option number C. So, it must be for definite period of time. No. Is it clear?
Yes.
Next question. On May 25th, 1991, Smith contracted with Jackson to repair Smith's cabin cruiser. The work was to begin on May 31st, 1991. On May 26th, the boat, while docked at the Smith's Pier, was destroyed by arson. So, which of the following is correct regard to this contract? So, Smith and Jackson has done some contract. Work was begun on May 31st. On May 26th, the boat, while docked at Smith's Pier, was destroyed by the arson. So, which of the correct is regarding this contract? So, they have contracted to repair Smith's cabin cruiser. Work was start uh, on May 26th. The boat, while docked at the pier, was destroyed by the arson. So, that means the subject matter was destroyed in between the contract. So in this case, what will happen? Arson, meaning of arson is that it is destroyed due to some destroyed by uh, some people are doing some crimes or like doing some protests, and in between those protests they have destroyed this. So this is called arson. Like, okay. So if subject matter is destroyed by due to some reason, so in this case, which of the party you will think will be liable, or any party would be liable or not?
Ma'am, second option.
Yes, clear. So Jackson will not be liable. So first of all, there is no mutual mistake. So the option is incorrect, and there is no liability since your subject matter is already destroyed. So it is this contract will automatically terminate by the in operation of the law. So we'll discuss these conditions that when there is some death of person, there is some illegal subject matter or subject matter is destroyed. So in that case, your contract is automatically terminate. So neither of the party would be held liable for this. The sales article of UCC applies to which type of contract? UCC is applied to goods, intangible services, real estate. UCC article. It is very straightforward question. Y- UCC article is applied to which type of contract? Goods related, intangible, services, or real estate?
Ma'am, option what?
Yes, correct. Goods. So, good related contract is governed under UCC article. Okay, next question. Odin Ogden Corporation hired Thorpe as a sales representative for 9 months at a salary of 3,000 per month plus 4% of sales. So, which of the following is correct? So, they are hiring someone as a sales representative. So, what do you think? The agreement between these people is not enforceable, or the Thorpe is obligated to act solely in audience best interest. Agreement formed an agency coupled with an interest, or uh, organ do not have the power to dismiss Thorpe during 9 months without cause.
Ma'am, option B.
Yes, correct. So it is a kind of agency relationship. So that means agent has to act in best interest of the principal. So here agent is the top. So he has to act in the interest concerning the audience business. Okay, next question. Which of the following action, if taken by one party to a contract, generally will discharge the performance required of the other party? So, in which case your other party will be discharged from the contract? In case of assignment of rights, delay in performance, material breach, or tender?
Ma'am, B option.
No. So in case of delay, it is only discharged when there are some goods related contract. But in case of common law, delay in performance will not discharge the other party. Any other guess?
C, ma'am, or I'm confused actually.
Correct answer is C. So in case when someone has breaches the contract, then the other party will automatically discharge from that contract. Okay. This unit is relatively tougher than other. Maureen is 15-year-old. She buys a 2000 bicycle that is continue to use and keep in repair after reaching the age of majority. So she is buying at a minor age, and she is continuing to use and keep it repair after reaching the age of majority. So what do you think? She has resigned the contract, rejected the affirmed, disaffirmed the contract, or ratify the contract.
Ma'am, last option.
Yes, correct. So resigned means she's not doing the contract, rejected, disaffirmed. So these are basically when someone is not doing the contract, but in case she is continuing this contract, so that means she is accepting the contract which she had done during the minor age. So this is called the ratify the contract. Okay. Next question. Tom's real properties employ Roger to buy city property for a future high-rise development. Through development corporation, Roger's own corporation, Roger secretly purchases a city property that Roger discovered while searching for property for Tom. Roger later arranged to have development corporation sell the property to Tom for more than development corporation paid for it. Roger has breached the duty of loyalty. None of the above. Indemnification notification.
Ma'am, loyalty or indemnification.
Okay. So here Roger is the agent who is appointed by principal. So, but this agent who has the duty to act in interest of their principal, instead he is secretly purchasing purchasing city property, okay, which is later found by the principal. So that means he has breaches the duty of loyalty. So agent responsibility should be loyalty, that he should loyal to the principal. But in case since he is secretly doing that work, so that means he has broken the duty of loyalty. Okay. Next question. Which of these, any doubt up to here? Any doubt or
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
okay, let's
Understood.
next question. Which of the following statement correctly applies to stages of limitation? So have you studied this topic, stages of limitation, because it was not in PDF?
No, ma'am, I'm not revised.
Okay, then skip this question for now. Let's do next question. Which of the following term best describe the relationship between a corporation and the CPA it hired to audit corporate book? So what do you think? A corporation and a CPA, means auditor, has the relationship of employer and principal, employer and independent contractor, master and servant, and employer and employee.
Ma'am, D option.
Employer and employee. You are appointing some independent auditor to audit your corporate books. So he will become your
Um,
employee?
no, ma'am, employer and independent contractor.
Yes, correct. So employer and independent contractor. Okay. Next question. So Rail, who was 16-year-old, purchased $800 computer from Elco Electronics. Rail and Elco are located in a state where the age of majority is 18. On several occasions, Rail returned the computer to Elco for repair. Rail was unhappy with the computer. 2 days after reaching the age of 18, Rail was still frustrated with the computer's reliability and returned it to Elco, demanding $800 refund. Okay, the contract was made before the age of majority, means it was made by minor. So he was not satisfied with the computer and he re- uh, returned the computer for repair. Okay, so he has done this act multiple times before the age of majority, and even after 2 days after the majority, he also frustrated with the computer reliability and again goes to the Elco and demand for the refund. So Elco refused, claiming that Rail no longer had the right. So he's saying that since he has reached the age of majority, so he has not right to now disaffirm the contract. Elco refusal is. So what do you think? I give you one hint for this question, that if someone who is minor has done some contract, he can like make the contract voidable. Okay, we discussed this thing, and but if the he reached the age of majority, then after the age of majority he cannot make the contract voidable. Okay, so this was something related to this majority and minority case. They can also like disaffirm within a reasonable period of time. Otherwise, a minor who reaches the age of majority will be held liable to do that contract if they do not disaffirm that contract within reasonable period of time.
And option B.
Yes, correct. Okay. So it is correct that if you are reaching the age of majority and you have made some contract in your minority age, then in that case, you will be held liable after reaching the majority if you do not have make the contract voidable in your within before the age of majority. But even after reaching the age of majority, you can disaffirm the contract within some reasonable period of time. Otherwise, you will be held liable. Okay, next question. Under the UCC article, sales article, which of the following right is available to a seller when a buyer materially breaches a sale contract? So when a buyer breaches the contract, what right will a seller have? Right to cancel the contract, right to recover the damages.
Ma'am, option C.
Yes, correct. So he will be liable, he will have both right, like right to cancel the contract and also right to recover the damages. Okay. Okay, only 1 minute is left. So let's do quickly do this question. Under the sale article, what are remedies available to a seller? It is same. It is asking for a seller again. So what is the answer? So what remedies are available to seller? The right to resell the goods identified to the contract or right to stop a carrier from delivering the goods. So which right do seller have when a buyer breaches?
Ma'am, option A.
No. He will also have the right to resell the goods. Okay, so if buyer has breached the contract, like he is not giving you the payment for the goods, so you have the right to you can resell your goods to someone else. Okay.
Okay, to someone else, not the buyer again.
Yes.
Okay. I thought to resell the goods to the buyer again.
No, it can be someone else also.
Okay, ma'am. Then understood. Then both will be yes.
Yes. Okay, so we will continue tomorrow. We will discuss the next topic tomorrow. Sorry.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for joining. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.